Let's go over the Mary Jane stuff, because that one's dumb. Okay, Melanie Mack pops up there, but let's see. View count. Add in within the past week. Alright, so Melanie Mack is up there. What is Mediahalic? I've never even heard of Mediahalic. What the heck? They got 118,000 views on that. Woke Spider-Man 2 slammed by fans. Like, I've never heard of this one. Is this a new one?
So
92,000 subs.
And the Wasp Quant.
All right, let's go ahead and check this one out, guys.
Not that it's your business. My girlfriend's in Paris. And I got her into trouble with some bad people.
I've always known you're a special guy. And I'm lucky you're my special guy.
Oh, so Black Cat is at least bi. I imagine bi because she had a pretty heavy flirtation with Peter in the first game. So let's say she's bi. A character like Black Cat being bi is kind of the easiest thing you could write in the world. Just her character invites to it. And then and now we have two characters who are almost certainly unnamed, or they might be named, but they're minor characters created just for the game, who are gay. Who cares?
I love you, Lucas.
Let's talk about what's been happening with Spider-Man. So at this point, we are all aware that the entertainment industry, just as a whole, has been completely taken over by activist lunatics who are masquerading.
Yes, activist lunatics have taken over the entire entertainment industry. What a great take. And what I love is, you come in with that take, and you have all of the facts and research behind you. You know exactly what's going on. Fucking fantastic. Yes, brilliant. Thank you. We don't even need to cite fucking sources on that one. We can just say shit and move on.
As creators and artists. And on this channel, we usually discuss how this relates to film and TV, but the truth is this is just as big of a problem, if not a bigger problem, in media like comic books and video games. Case in point, as an IP that exists not only in films, but also in comic books and video games, Spider-Man, sadly, has fallen prey to these woke zombies. And I guess one of the biggest red flags for fans of Spider-Man was the replacement of Peter Parker with Miles Morales. And
the replacement of Peter Parker with Miles Morales. Okay, so the Ultimate Universe, sure. And then the Spider-Verse universe where Miles Morales exists, sure, in the movies. But Peter Parker's still active. You do know the regular timeline comic book Peter Parker that started in the 60s. He's still out there. And right now he coexists with Miles Morales. They're both Spider-Men out there doing Spider-Man things. So what do you mean the replacement? It's just they're two dudes who go by Spider-Man. That's it.
Obviously want to say that as someone who is biracial and partly non-white herself, a character simply being mixed race or not white is not in and of itself a political statement or anything like that.
Thank you.
Unless, of course, the creators of the character explicitly state that it is.
No, not even that. This is annoying me already. Okay, so the reasons for the creation of a character kind of don't matter. It's the execution that matters. Miles Morales is a great character in execution. So the background creation of the character doesn't mean shit.
Which is exactly what happened here. As Radar Online reports, Marvel Comics editor-in-chief Axel Alonso said,
yes, Axel Alonso, who created Miles Morales. We're going to ignore the fact that I believe it was Brian Michael Bendis who said when he created, essentially he was given the ability to make a new Spider-Man for the Ultimate Universe, and he wanted to make one that just represented the Queens community that existed at that time. That was Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, the half-black, half-Hispanic heir apparent to the late Peter Parker, was partially inspired by President Barack Obama. The obvious question was, when you have an iconic figure of this importance die, who do you replace him with? We've got a president right now of mixed ethnicity, so why
I'm not gonna lie, Mikael, you're not wrong.
not one of the biggest superheroes in the world? Alonso said he and the powers that be at Marvel had been talking about this for a while, noting the first discussion of a biracial replacement for Peter Parker's character took place before the president was elected in November 2008. The artist who created Morales, Sarah Pichelli, said the new character's multicultural background could lead to more revelations in the future, including Spidey's sexuality. Maybe sooner or later, a black or gay or both hero will be considered something absolutely normal. You know, it's funny.
Here's the crazy thing. So, she read through it, and I'm listening to it, and I don't even see what the issue is. Yeah, we'll just make a biracial, well, I guess maybe they're gonna complain about the term replacement for Peter Parker's character. And again, this is the Ultimate Universe. This is not main timeline Spider-Man. This is not the Peter Parker that Stan Lee created. This is the Peter Parker that Brian Michael Bendis was writing. And he was given the authority to recreate a new Spider-Man for the Ultimate Universe. So Peter Parker of that universe died and Miles Morales took over. And again, this is Ultimate Universe. This is not mainline 616 stuff. 616 Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is still web swinging to this day.
Absolutely normal. You know, it's funny, since Miles Morales became a thing, I have seen fans of the comics complain that, wait a second, you guys are trying to diversity wash Spider-Man. Why are you doing that? To which people...
No. Because if anybody's actually fucking reading the comic books, they know that they can still fucking read Peter Parker. Or like there was a time period where it was Otto Octavius. Still a white dude.
People who are in favor of this diversity washing have said, no, we're not diversity washing anything. He just happens to be black and Hispanic. Why are you such a racist? And it's like, what are you...
Well, I think that's a fair argument, since Peter Parker is still there. If you don't want to read Miles Morales, then don't read Miles Morales and read Peter Parker. They both exist. It's not a one or the other thing. It was literally they both existing at the same time.
Talking about the people in charge are actually going on record and saying this was done specifically for...
You know, this is the type that will drive me nuts, because she's just getting, like she's obviously knows the culture war talking points and, like, fucking nothing else. She doesn't know anything about the comic book history, anything about the actual, like, what's actually happening. It's just like, here's some culture war talking points I'll go into. Fuck. You don't need to know anything, just culture war talking points. Great.
For political, ideological purposes. Can we just take a second to appreciate the amount of gaslighting going on where these people say, yes, we are doing this because we are trying to influence social perceptions, but also simultaneously, if you point that out and don't like it, we are going to call you a bigot. And now we have
because you are. So, number one, actually seeing people of color, minorities, like, there's lots of people who actually don't encounter people like that in their life. There are people who live a bit more isolated or in communities that are just kind of white and stuff like that. And they don't encounter people like that in their life. So when they see it in media, it kind of normalizes it a bit for them, a bit more normal. And that's frankly a good thing, because that should be normalized, because we are all equal and should all have good representation, frankly. There's nothing wrong with representation. It's a good thing.
We have a lot more to talk about with the wokeness infecting the Spider-Man franchise, but first I do want to say thank you to today's sponsor, Beam. Did you know that poor...
This is only a 9-minute video. You have a sponsor? Are you serious? Still going. Still going. Still going. Minute into it. Minute and a half. Minute and a half ad. Jesus Christ. This is a perfect 8-minute video without that minute and a half ad. Jesus.
And a big thank you to Beam for sponsoring this video. Unfortunately, yet predictably, wokeness in the creation of Miles Morales as a character has also led to wokeness in Miles Morales games and comics.
Cite examples.
Miles Morales video game that came out in 2020 was filled with just outright political propaganda. For example...
Really? Really? I mean, my son played through that. Did it have political prop? Oh, fuck. Black Lives Matter in 2020? Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, no. During the George Floyd protest, they said Black Lives Matter? Oh. What a perfect example of corporate media taking over a social movement to make money. Just seriously. Like, if you want to complain about this being essentially corporate media just taking social movements and monetizing them, sure. But, like, that's not your angle. Your angle is, this is woke. Fun fact, Black lives do matter. I'm just gonna say it.
It was reported that Insomniac Games' new title takes current events into account in an unambiguous way, paying tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement with a massive in-game mural that unlocks after you complete a line of side quests. And when you knock out all the quests, you receive the Uptown Pride suit, which is black and yellow, the colors associated with Black Lives Matter.
Cool. It's a fucking side quest. So in order to get the full story of the game, you don't even have to fucking do that. It's a bonus. Cool.
It's not just racial politics that's included here because, of course, we need to be intersectional. As you saw at the beginning of this video, one of these side quests in the Miles Morales Spider-Man game actually involves helping a classmate, a male classmate, propose to another male classmate. You're just a long ways away.
Oh no, a male classmate proposed to another male classmate? Oh God. Children are playing this, and they're gonna see two people who love each other? Oh no. No. I'm sorry, I can't with these people. This shit. Oh my God, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Cool. Two dudes love each other. Good for them. I'm happy for them. Move on.
From when Spider-Man used to be about, like, delivering pizzas and stuff. But all right, that brings us to Marvel's.
Okay, so Spider-Man also had a string of girlfriends, most famously Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane Watson, who, Mary Jane Watson was his wife for a while. So, like, two gay characters in, like, a side mission for a game. That's like pushing the homosexual agenda, right? But like Peter Parker and Mary Jane being in a long-standing relationship, that's fine because that's heterosexual, right? Like, if one's fine, the other's fine. Deal with it.
Spider-Man 2, a game that was released less than a week ago. Now, this game does feature Peter Parker as Spider-Man. It has Spider-Men, so it's Miles and
True, she probably will get the role of Epic versus Snow White.
Peter Parker. But as a fan, if you were hoping that Peter Parker being part of the game would mean less activism or perhaps being more loyal to the original source material, which
we already knew they weren't going to be 100% loyal because this game deals with the black suit. It deals with Venom. Miles Morales wasn't around when Peter Parker had the black suit, which means now, and this is actually why I want to play the game, and I'm disappointed I can't play it until I get a PS5 next year. But, like, I want to see a version of this story where, like, Miles and Peter are working together while Peter is dealing with the black suit. I think that adds a cool element to the story, and I want to see that play out. I don't want to see a recreation of the comic book story, because I can just read the fucking comic book story. I want to see what this game does with it, because frankly, the first game did a great job with the Sinister Six, and I want to see what this game does with Black Suit Spider-Man.
Used to be about superheroes and not so much social justice. Unfortunately, you would be very mistaken, because as we saw in that earlier clip, not only do we have lesbian Black Cat.
My girlfriend's in Paris.
I'm assuming I'm assuming she's bi because she flirted heavily with Peter in fucking the first game, in the DLC at least.
Paris. And I got her into trouble with some bad people.
But it seems like
And dude, Black Cat being bi or a lesbian, yeah. Like, just knowing her character, it's like, oh yeah, I can totally see that. Like, easy. It's like Tim Drake coming out as bi. It's like, oh. I can see that. That totally makes sense.
Creators of this game are so committed to their gender ideology that they are willing
Committed to their... What the fuck is... I would love these guys to answer what gender ideology is. For the love of God, what is a gender ideology? It's just fucking gender. And, like, how is Black Cat being bi or gay have anything to do with their gender? That's not a gender ideology thing, whatever that is. That's just a sexuality thing. Oh. Let's just conflate everything so none of it makes sense. Cool.
to completely butcher the Spanish.
You know, I didn't know she's been bi, but, like, if she's been bi since the 90s, Lucifer, like, I get it. Like, she comes off as bi.
Language in order to avoid offending non-binary people. And I'm not even kidding. We have this article from Niche Game.
To avoid offending non-binary people? Okay, come on. Give me, what are you citing? What are you sourcing? And also, maybe don't shit on non-binary people just for being non-binary? Because people are allowed to do what they want? I stand by it. People can do whatever they want as long as it doesn't harm themselves or others. I want them to pursue that.
Social media's learned the alleged Spanish version of Marvel Spider-Man 2 alters the Spanish language to be inclusive and to the point of it being grammatically incorrect. One Twitter user shared a video of the alleged Spanish version of the game and started to break down why it makes no sense.
Oh, that could be very tricky because the Spanish language, like, if you're not familiar with Spanish, I'm barely familiar with Spanish. I took a year of it in college. Practically every single word in Spanish is gendered. So, like, you have la, which is the female form of the. You have el, the male form of the. So, el and la are two words that mean the. But one's male and one's female. Now, why do they do that? Because languages are a weird thing. But, like, yeah, almost every single word in the Spanish language is a gendered word. It's wonky.
And we have this post by user Manga Lawyer, which reads, here is some...
The easiest way to break it down, it's not always there, but typically words that end in O are male and words that end in A are female. So you have Latinos and Latinas. Now that's why Latinx kind of became a thing, because to make it gender neutral.
Something interesting for Latinos, Spider-Man 2 has inclusive language. For those English speakers, this would be like spreading Latinx all over the game. And there's also this clip of gameplay included.
Primero quiero que conozcas a la doctora Young, una importante entomóloga. ¿Sabes qué es la entomología? Sí. La doctora Young realiza una investigación genial con abejas.
Now, as you can hear in that clip, the character says Doctore Young, which is anyone who's ever taken a semester of Spanish class, like yours truly will know, is not really a thing. But here, as someone on Twitter explains better than I can, in Spanish there's only masculine and feminine, doctor or doctora, un or una. So concerning the sentence featured in the game, doctor Young, entomólogo or entomóloga. But essentially what they...
So they're trying to do gender neutral in Spanish, because I'm sure there's gender neutral people in Mexico. So yeah, that I'm sure there's gender neutral Spanish people. So yeah, that they're probably trying to modify the language as they go, because it's a work in progress. I mean, even if they mess it up, like, I think there's good intentions with that, so I don't, like, really care.
Seem to be doing in the game, if this is indeed a real clip, they're trying to make the Spanish language...
You didn't even verify that that's a real clip. If indeed this is a real clip, are you serious right now? Are you fucking serious? You couldn't verify that shit? Oh, God. She literally knows nothing but culture war talking points. That is it. Like, her brain is a vacuum except for culture war talking points. Jesus.
Gender neutral, which it is just not. The creators of this game are willing to twist and butcher the Spanish language in order to cater to modern sensibilities. And the criticisms of Spider-Man 2, despite the game really only being just released, don't end there. When it comes to the character of Mary Jane, who is in this game, some people are alleging that the developers did the thing where they intentionally try to make female characters less attractive because, I mean, let's face it,
Ooh, we're getting into the Mary Jane stuff. Like that's why I advertised this stream over. We gotta get into the Mary Jane stuff. Because the pictures I've seen, I'm like, well, okay, she's maybe not supermodel hot, but like she still looks attractive. I don't get why you people are freaking out. It's insane. Let's see. Because I would argue she's fairly attractive. If it wasn't for the bile sticking out, just blurting out of her mouth, I'd say she's fairly attractive. The shit she's saying is knocking her down quite a few steps.
Triggered by attractive women in video games for some reason. Like, that's an entire...
Well, I think this is so interesting. So, as graphics get better, we're able to make the characters look more human, meaning there's more of a range of characters we can present, meaning there'll be different attractiveness levels between the characters. And I still, like, guys, I mean, I know the pinnacle of, like, video game hotness is what I'm about to bring up right here. So, yes, we all know this is the pinnacle of video game hotness right here. Like, you are never going to get a woman as hot as that in real life. Just fucking, oof. Fucking gorgeous. The unit tit that will fucking poke out your eye. Oh, fucking sexy bitch. Oh, goddamn. So goddamn hot. Yeah, this is what video games used to do, and you had to use your imagination to kind of fill in the blanks, and people would be like, oh, Lara Croft's hot, and it's like, okay. But now we're getting to a point where graphics can actually represent people fairly fucking well, and that means we're going to get more of a range in those graphics. It's not, you'll get some people who are attractive and some people who are maybe, like, not perfect. And honestly, the images I've seen of Mary Jane, she's still fairly attractive, and they've changed the models on these characters before. Like, it's obviously a slightly different Mary Jane model than we've had before. Like, they changed the Peter Parker model between the two, between Spider-Man Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man game. Like, here's your modern day Lara Croft. Like, okay, her tits aren't as big. She's still fucking hot. I'm sorry, I would say this is 1,000,000 times hotter. Because she actually looks kind of fucking real. And that's kind of hot. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, she's still pixels. But yeah. Just saying.
Subset of feminist activists in and of itself, just being mad at attractive women in video games. But yeah, for reference, here we can see what Mary Jane looked like in the 2018 Spider-Man game versus what she looks.
So yeah, like, yes, so it's a little different. Her face is a little rounder. She still looks attractive in the second picture. Let me dig up, because that's not remotely the change they did. Not what I want. That's not remotely the change they did. So this was actually a much bigger change, and this was between. Okay, that's not great. This was between the Peter Parker character models. So the one on the right here, that's Peter Parker from the PS4 game. And then here's Peter Parker, PS5. It's also what he looked like in the Miles Morales game. That's a much bigger change than the change they did in Mary Jane. But they aren't screaming, oh, he's less attractive or whatever now. They're just, he's different. He's fucking different. But, because it's a woman who's not a fucking supermodel, maybe? I don't know. It shows this bizarre double standard these fucking people have. It drives me nuts.
Looks like in the 2023 Spider-Man game. Now, I'm not trying to come off as judgmental, but, she's a video game character, so I feel like it's okay. I can do that. Sis is looking a little worse for wear, to put it mildly. Now, on their part, though, the studio...
Jesus Christ. God damn. Okay.
That makes the game have denied that they've, uggoed her down. According to GamerRant, quote, a senior official at Insomniac Games has denied claims that the developer changed Mary Jane's face in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac Games community director James Stevenson dismissed the notion in response to 3 such fan...
I've never actually looked at. I've just seen the screenshots. I know these guys love to cherry pick their screenshots. So let's actually dig up a little bit of Mary Jane gameplay in Spider-Man 2. Possible spoilers for the Spider-Man 2 game. But I know, for me, it is playing a game, and I know for me, playing a game and watching it are two drastically different things. Let me bring this up. Oh, she just came in. Why? I hate when my mouse is invisible. Hold on. Do this. This way.
What about Harry?
Sorry, can we do this tomorrow? Just so beat from Lizard Red.
It's actually looking like just a more detailed face. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look bad at all. I wish they'd stay on her face a bit more, but like so far it looks fine.
They don't have that many guns.
Oh wait, that was a really good shot right there. That was a really good shot. Hold on. Gee whiz, why don't they use that one? She looks fine there. It's almost like in different shots she looks different. Like everybody's face is in a different position. So like, that looks fine. My God. The fuck? Of course they choose the worst screenshots to use in their arguments. Because, you know, when you actually look at the game overall, it's fine. Oh, Jesus. They don't even have an argument here. She looks fine. She looks hot.
And claims on Twitter shortly after the story trailer went live, explaining that Mary Jane has the same face model and voice actress as in the previous two games. Any claims to the contrary should hence be chalked up to the developers' improved face scanning tech, or MJ.
Which, actually, looking at that clip, I would agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
His new haircut, sure, Jan. I mean, we also have stills from the game, like this one.
Yeah, if you cherry pick some stills, you can find some wonky ones. We just saw. She looks fine.
And that have kind of gone viral, showing that, yeah, it kind of does look like Mary Jane just isn't as cute as she used to be. And I mean, when you look at the studio and people behind this game, Insomniac Games, really none of these things are surprising. I mean, just check out this photo.
Oh, nice. Let's make fun of people. How dare women be involved in Insomniac Games, bitches. Like, what's your argument, man? Jesus.
Is basically POV, you're about to be lectured on microaggressions.
Wow. Like, women are allowed to like video games and program video games too. I just don't, like, what's your problem with that? Seriously. Just like women can be YouTubers and say grifty, racist shit, you know? I wonder who would fit that example. Let me think.
I mean, this is also the same studio that actually released a statement in honor of National Coming Out Day, which is apparently a thing, which said, as we honor National Coming Out Day, Insomniac Games aspires to inspire our players through gameplay. We seek to tell stories that reflect our players' humanity. Therefore, we stand united with the global LGBTQIA+ community to secure equal rights for everyone. We are donating to Outright International to support this.
The fuck is this? The what? No, they're donating to LGBTQIA+ community. Or no, they're not. Yeah, they are. No, donating to Outright International. Cool. The fuck. Seriously, cool.
Cause you can join us by donating here. Nothing is.
I mean, Gary in the last video was just saying, hey, they should donate their money if they so care about woke causes. And here's a company who's fucking donating their money. And they're like, oh, fucking political activist. There's no winning with these fuckers. They're
sacred anymore. Activists are running everything, and quality and story are nowhere near important as things like diversity and representation. That's basically all I have to say for now, though. And as always,
really? Really? Because you didn't even fucking talk about the goddamn story. You didn't touch the goddamn thing. My God. If you want to attack the story, why don't you attack the story? You see, this is why people like you get called fucking racist. Because you don't even go after the goddamn story. Like, if you critique the story and said, I don't like the story because X, Y, and Z, that's a fucking critique. Good job. But if you're just going to spend the whole fucking video saying Mary Jane isn't fucking hot enough, and you have a Black Lives mural and as a bonus thing in Miles Morales Spider-Man, and you have, like, you're donating to woke causes, yeah, that seems like just being a shithead to me. Cool.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.